It's alive. Well, now, how y'all doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Happy doodle doos. Everybody having a good ass day? Good to see you, everybody. Whoever decides to come in here. By the by, all content utilized by this channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only and are the rantings of a crazy patriotic bastard. Listen at your own risk. Cheers. Ho 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 ho. Freedom! Oh. Had to. It was just too funny. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. It was too fucking funny. Had to do it. It was worth it. So, pin some more. There we go. So yeah, that thing's pinned at the top. If you want to get up there and say hi. If you don't, okay. Hey Chuck, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. So I have been uploading quite a few chapters of my new book onto the Reddit. Yeah, and apparently people like it. It's pretty interesting. Never thought in a million years that people would like my book. I mean, yeah, I just started writing one day. You could do. Oh, I'm joking, of course. You don't have to. You could, but so I was dumb enough to meme myself. I mean, I'm all about freedom, so you know, if I'm not free to meme myself, then who the fuck is? I mean, we're really. All right. I think I'll do that way, actually. Don't want that one. I wanted. Yeah. Think I'll show you all that one. So this was the meme I made of myself on Reddit. Yes, that's me, Death Before Dessert. In case you were wondering. Mastering all of my failures. Well, there are several places on Reddit where you can write. I happen to write really good fantasy work. So, or well, I won't call it really good. I'll just say it's, fantasy work, in my opinion. I mean, personally, I like to read it. It's so that means something, I guess. I don't know. Here's one of the characters to the book. And yeah, I'm also a character in the book. Like I said, it's science fiction, but the only reason why it's not science fact is because it hasn't happened yet. But yeah, there's all sorts of different stuff on the Reddit and the stupid shit you could do. And so, by all means, have fun. It's great. I enjoy it. I'm having fun, I guess. Hey, cuz, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. And nothing ain't nothing if it's free. I'm joking. Of course, nothing ain't worth nothing if it's free. So, yeah, I drew that. 10 years ago, yeah, this shit would have gotten people looking at me funny. Like, dude, why are you drawing weird fucking... Why are you writing fantasy books and shit? Why are you doing all that? You weirdo. Yeah, I am. Thank you very much. And I will own that fucking shit. But I tell you what, I will own that all day long. I am weird. But in a kind of a cool way, It's the Freedom Forum. Welcome to Freedom Forum. Do whatever the fuck you want. Hate me, like me, don't watch me, watch me. I don't give a fuck. But ScrewTube is going to screw with you. So please, if you can, if it's not too much effort, hit that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, and share it with all your friends, I guess. The whole fucking spiel that I don't fucking like talking about. Fucking hell yes. Hey, Chuck, I just found out something that was on the forum. I found a new Star Wars fanfic on the subreddit that I'm on. It's called Humanity Fuck Yeah. All right. It's a great little subreddit. It's good for all sorts of different sci-fi stuff. You just got to remember that, the human being is the most powerful creature in it. Whatever, it doesn't matter what aliens you have. The human is the most powerful. Okay. That's the whole fucking thing. So if your fucking bucket's full, if you've got nothing better to do, head on over, read a book. You know what reading does? It advances your knowledge. That's something that I found out to be very, very, sorry. I'm trying not to say that as much anymore. The very, very shit. Just try not to say it. Not because it's like, I'm trying to be mean, to Donald Trump or anything. No, it's because actually that sounds very uneducated. And I am educated, very much so educated. Greetings to the Erie Coast from the West Coast, Mad Shad. This is Yo Gartzman. I'm speaking. Skull! Oh, speaking of which, I need some coffee. Y'all bear with me real quick. Because today, Roach, is Sunday, December 11th, the day when the U.S. Pacific Fleet remaining got their tasking orders to head into probably the most scary situation that they could think of, but also the one situation where they wanted to be there. And that is going after the Japanese Empire for what they did to Pearl Harbor. You see, it took 3 or 4 days before America kind of just picked their head up from that black eye and said, really? All right, motherfucker, bring it. So, yes, here we are, December 11th, 2022. It is 1:42 local time in the afternoon. And, yeah, I'm going to enjoy me a cup of hot Joe. Oh. And we're going to giggle for a while. Shit, that's the best thing I can do right now. I just have some fucking laughs. Because why not? As far as I'm concerned, we're all just on, the big blue briny and just floating over the ocean right now. And we're all in our sleep right now. That's what I'm saying. So we're on the Big E or on, the Wasp or the Lexington, and we're on, going over the ocean right now, headed towards, wherever, you name it. We're going into combat. Let's have a good one. Let's laugh our asses off. Yeah, because why fucking not? I'm pretty sure that in my previous life, I wasn't actually doing all of that. I was working on a nuclear weapon. So, yeah. But hey, it's who knows? I mean, my granddad was on the Big E. This particular life, my granddad was on the Big E. So, who's to say? Maybe I was. I don't know for certain. I can't remember. All I know is that, hey, yeah. Iwo Jima, Okinawa, here we come. That's right, cuz December 7th, 1941, a date that will live in infamy and will be remembered for all time. It is the day that America showed what we are really capable of. Because it is the day that World War II started in earnest. Sure, there was fighting, but they didn't consider it a world war until we got involved. And that's the same with World War I. They called it the Great War up until America went over there. So, as far as I'm concerned, y'all, it ain't a world war till we walk in the building. Hey, it's not a party till America shows up. So, yeah, there's the coffee brewing in the background. Foreground, background, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, because in 1945, shit, we sent Japan a lot more than a nuclear animal, boy. We gave them a nuclear suppository that to this day they are still trying to work out. It was at this point he knew. He fucked up. You could say that about Hirohito. Because it was at that point he knew. He'd fucked up. All right. 2 shots of the ground brown. Working on a second one. And then we'll get back to our previously scheduled entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Freedom Forum. There is a comment pinned at the top of the chat if you want to come up here on the panel. The chat is open. You can say whatever the fuck you like. I don't care. Just so long as you're not posting links to pornographic sites or pornographic video. That is a very big deal here. Oh, and no porn bombing. It's the only thing. It's the only fucking rules. You could literally get away with just about anything else. You could fucking say that you're going to go and shoot fucking somebody, and I'd just be like, that's probably not a good idea, but whatever, okay? Because it's your voice. It is your right to say what you want to say, okay? That is the First Amendment. And on my channel, if you fucking want to speak and be heard, you are heard. There is no fucking bullshit of this censor crap. I'm sick and tired of motherfuckers doing that. It actually bothers the shit out of me. It's one of the reasons why I spend so much more time on Pornhub and Reddit than I do on Pornhub and YouTube really than on Reddit. And when I do spend time on Reddit, I'm just writing. So yeah, that's the way I look at it. You've got your right to speak freely, be fucking heard. All right? That's how it works in this country. That's what I was raised on. Somebody got a problem with what I got to say, they could take it up with a fucking wall. Okay. Because when it comes down to that bullshit of people censoring crap, I have actually got a friend. Well, I don't know if he'd consider me a friend, but I consider him a friend who said this the best while making a TV show. And I'll just go ahead and give you a clue. Yeah. Them motherfuckers are starting to damage my call. So buttons on balloons. Oh, so stitches in your undies. Ow. It could always be worse. Hey, boo-boo. Let's say we go get ourselves a picnic basket. Skull. Nostrovia. Oh yeah. Everybody, like on Mad Shad's channel, drop your links, everybody, sub each other, have fun. By all means, that is also welcome here. Drop your links, drop links to videos that you like, just so long, like I said, it's not porn. Can't have that. Honestly, not because I don't like porn. It's all just simply because YouTube will strike my channel and strike you from ever coming back to my channel. So please don't do the porn thing. Everything else goes. Music, videos of prepping, survivalist tricks, links to different to different websites that have, like, you know, like my book, for instance. I would link it, but it's not, I'm not in there with y'all. I'm out here. Y'all can come out here with me if you want, but that's up to you. That's right, cuz a little bit of that extra special 928 3050. Some of that tractor trailer oil. Some of that sump pump grooge. Magic. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Cheers. Skål. Sarancha. Salute. Prost. Nostrovia. Chat just started working on this channel. Creek water, dredge mud. Yeah, because that's right. Always good vibes, brother. Always good vibes. You know how I do. Even when it's fucking shit, even when it's harsh realities, it's good vibes. Java. Coffee. Huh. Well, I'm gonna have to fix that, aren't I? Oh no, you're blue. You're all sorts of blue. You got yourself a nice Class A right there, bro. Nice set of Class A's. That's all right, Magic. Worry yourself not, all right? The shitternet has been shittering on everybody. Is no sweat, all right? Like I said, drop your links. Please drop your links. Everybody, shameless plugs for all. And if you've got good music, if you've got, you know, unsung talents, if you've got good ideals as far as it goes, I don't know, I don't care really. If you've got good products, if you want something out there that, you know, about your opinion that you could share in a meme or you could share in whatever, do so. Please link it up. It's good for the channel, it's good for your channel, and it helps me out immensely. Like, yes, Mad Shad, please drop your link, brother. You by all freaking means, you well more than well earned it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Mad Shad. This man right here runs Trial by Axe, my absolute favorite all-time freaking game on YouTube. The best of the best of the best. I love that freaking game. I have actually taken time off of writing my book to go and play that game because it is so much fun. There's very few things that I won't do or that I won't just like walk away from when it comes down to TBA. It's my favorite freaking game. I love this game, man. You guys knock it out the ballpark. Let them axes fly. You know what I'm saying? Rise up, it is time for war. Indestructible fortitude wielding powers of Thor. No, I could always tell that, Chuck. That's why you're always welcome here, because there's some people that are more worried about, hurting folks' feelings. I mean, I'm kind of guilty of that myself. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to hurt your feelings or nothing, but okay, I'll just shut up. But nowadays, fuck it. I ain't worried. I really ain't worried. If I hurt your feelings, well, there's the door. No, wait, it's that way. Yeah, there's the door. I don't mean to hurt your feelings now, but you decided to let it happen. Yes. Please go and sub this man right now. Chuck is a motherfucker. Just an awesome motherfucker. Yes. Sub to Chuck. Please. See, this is why I love Chuck. This motherfucker right here. Yes. Fuck yes. That was fucking hilarious. See, the only thing that I ask for is courtesy. I don't give a shit about, whether or not we agree on opinions. Courtesy. That's the only fucking thing I ask. It's amazing. An armed society is a polite society, right? Polite. The action of being polite is called courtesy. Well, shit. That sucks. So I got a dumbass question for all of those of you who are on Reddit. What the fuck is a banana? Well, what is the measurement of a banana? Does anybody know? I'm kind of lost on that. It doesn't make no goddamn sense. Yeah, let me just. Where the fuck? Not that one, not that one. Yeah, that one, right? Oh, hey, Chuck. Come on up, brother.
What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, Chuck?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the measurement of banana stands for, so I'm not even going to jump in that.
All I know is that it's pretty fucking retarded, is all. So, Here, let me see if I can.
Banana, eggplant, all that screams to me is bad. Yeah, like song put in there. It's like, wow.
Yeah, it's all just a bunch of it's stupid. I'm just wondering what it means. It's like my brain hit a brick wall. Let me put it this way: Reddit says you have scrolled 10,931 bananas, and I'm like, the fuck is a banana?
First thing pops into my mind, something to do with Big Mike.
Okay.
Kind of like D-Live and that fucking lemon shit. That's a form of compensation on there, but I've never figured out how to.
Konnichiwa, bitches. How are y'all doing?
Chad, what's up, brother?
What's up, you fine gentlemen? What the fuck is this about bananas? Reddit? I don't do Reddit, but I'm curious.
Well, I'm I'm an aspiring author / writer of science fiction.
Oh yeah.
And I wrote a story on Reddit, and I really got into reading a lot of the science fiction on Reddit as well. And apparently, I have scrolled 10,000 bananas.
Wow. Congratulations.
Sure that sounds like you porn stuff, don't it?
Okay. I've never been on Reddit. What is Reddit?
All right. For those of you who do not know, I will link in the McChatter box my profile,
Reddit,
I guess.
Reddit pops up for me all the time. I can ask anything. How many slices you cut a pizza, and they'll have something on Reddit about it.
Right. It's just, it's dumb. Like I could probably slice or cut a pizza into about, I think it's a pizza, because of what its construction is, I would say about 172 pieces with the right blade.
Make a checkerboard out of it.
I could just throw it into a blender and there you go. I mean,
so folks, just for shits and McGigglies, this is me on the Reddit. All right, this is my profile and whatnot. I've got a story on there that I've been writing for the last couple of months.
Cool, man. Oh yeah.
Actually, log in to confirm you're 18.
Yes, it's a not safe for work story. It was inspired by a fellow YouTuber here on the Squirrely Doo, by his book that he wrote back in the, I think it's like the 90s, the late 90s, maybe early 2000s. I bought the book and I had it at my house when I lived out in Torrance, and it got destroyed, which really got me butthurt. So I started looking around for it, and I found it here on YouTube. If anybody's ever heard of Net Narrator on YouTube, he actually narrated the story. So food for thought. But if any of you know Celtic Mutt, all right, well, he's the guy who wrote that book.
I'm a bit of an author of sorts too. I've been writing 3 books now for the past 12 years, and still haven't finished any of it.
Hey.
Wow, I didn't know I had an account there. My account name is WTF You Dumbass.
Really? That's you?
Yeah. Death before dessert.
Yes, sir. That is me. I was gonna put in Death Before Dishonor, but I thought that might be a little bit too like appropriating shit. So I just put dessert in there.
I dig it. Oh, ow.
Charity!
Thanks, Charity.
Hi, pup!
She's vying for treats again. No.
Hey,
No.
that's why I did attention with mine, because he'll interrupt the stream, but he doesn't want treats. He just wants to get loved on.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Charity. This is the I so cute thing. Look at me. I so cute. Look at me. I so cute. Give me treats.
Yeah, I'm so cute. Give me some rice.
That little dog, though, isn't it? A sort of medium size.
She's about 45 pounds. Yeah.
Still small enough, probably let you know if something moves in the refrigerator, huh?
Absolutely.
She's probably the same breed as this guy.
Oh, she's a Rocky Mountain Feist.
Oh, no, not the same breed.
Yeah.
Whoa, hoodoo! You're such a big hoodoo.
Yeah, Feist is kind of what, Terrier or Chihuahua-ish?
She's kind of like a mixed kind of Rocky Mountain. They're used for hunting in the Rocky Mountains. No fear. They'll fight grizzly bears and cougars to the death. I got to watch it around her.
We had a black mouth cur. That's what those are from more. They use them for mountains for hunting.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get it for you. I promise you.
Yeah, she'll run right down a cliff like it's nothing.
Right now, if you let me.
Like, I'm not following you down there. Come on, get your ass back up. First time she did it, man, she ran down a 100-foot cliff. And I said, no, oh my God. And she stopped in the middle of it and looked at me like, what? Are you not coming? I was like, are you a fucking mountain goat? No, I'm not jumping down there. I'd die.
Oh, you demon, he's eating me. Yes, you good boy. Let's talk.
Over there in the area, you walk her too. The bad thing, you got to watch her paws and all that slate, don't you?
I guess. I mean, she's never really had a problem with it.
Yeah, you pretty much don't let her run free in it either. I got a relative of mine over there. They lived in they were south of North Olmsted.
Yeah, I know where it's at.
And there's a big channel that runs through there, like it's part of Metro, but it's smaller with them creeks. It's got all the slate in it. And there are dogs that get out there and run and play, running up and down that ridge. And next thing you know, they're going to the vet getting stitches because they tear one of their pads up.
Oh yeah. Around here, it's more like round rock in the creek. Yeah, I have seen that slate. It'll crack up off the side and run down, and it's like little bitty razor blades everywhere. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
I remember as a kid growing up around that stuff and falling down in there, and that shit's like falling into a pile of lumber with nails in it.
Oh yeah, damn.
Around here, we got a type of rock called pudding stone. I've seen it before when I lived down in actually Pudding Stone, Pomona. But yeah, that's what we got in the creek out here. So pudding stone is like it's slate, but it's so soft that you can scrape it with your fingernails and it comes up like clay or like mud if it's wet. But if it's dry, it's so hard that you could literally smash a hammer on it.
Wow.
Kind of like slate that ain't hard and full. Hey, Huck. Yeah, I live close by him. I just found out recently. My neighbor's a friend of his. Guy that makes all these knives and blades and stuff. I'd like to get him hooked up with Shad and get him to experiment making an axe.
Yes. Give me axe heads, man. I need axe heads. Cheap axe heads. Good axe heads, really.
Let me see if I can find his link where y'all, if you guys are interested and want to look. Let's see.
Hell yeah.
I wouldn't be able to make you cheap axe heads. That's for certain, brother. My axe heads they're not even axe heads. They're tomahawk heads. And,
well, like I have, you've seen my axe. I mean, that's an M&W Canada axe. It's the basic Viking or Norse axe head. It's been throughout the centuries. It's proven itself. So I like that. That's a nice. I can use it for anything. You can use it for anything. It's chopping wood or chopping heads. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the tomahawk that I built when I was living down in Blythe?
No.
I lost it when I was down there, but I could pretty much draw out for you what one of my tomahawk blades looks like. See if I can get a fresh piece of paper here. There we go.
Let me answer, Majik. Yes, I can see chat. When I hit the comment button.
There's his link. I dropped him for you guys. BC Truck, BC Blade. His shit he makes, though, it's like art instead of just a knife.
Wow, cool. Yeah, I want to get into knotwork and on metal and wood. So yeah, and of course,
I make one. You remember the old case knife that they had, the big Jim Bowie looking ones? I like to make a nice axe.
Oh yeah,
and that's the spike on the end.
Let me see this.
I watched the guy the other day make a mace, and he, out of the head of it, it was all solid steel, and he cut it in a 2X patterns. I don't remember if it's 6 or 8 that he had that were discs that he sharpened, but they all locked together and then fit on the head. Then he welded the head, and when he got done, it would look like he took a pie but laid it sideways with all the round heads, and he sharpened them razor sharp. I'm like, yeah, that thing's got to weigh 30 pounds, and it would demolish whatever it hits.
That's too much weight.
Yeah, you have to have Schwarzenegger arms to carry it.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Anything over 3 pounds is too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, all of my heads, all of my tomahawk heads I've ever made were under a pound. In fact, the last one I made was, I think it was like 6 ounces. It was really freaking stupid light, but being that it was so light, this design cut through a log.
I like that.
Yeah, that's what a tomahawk head looks like.
Yeah, it's a tomahawk.
It's got the sharper, thinner side up top, and then it's got a heavy, thick side down at the bottom.
Yeah.
The bottom edge of it is actually more of a hooking kind of a thing. It's got a flat end on the bottom that's built for hooking and grasping and pulling. It's actually built for fighting.
Yeah, I can see the application. Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much what that's what I started on was tomahawk heads.
Yeah. I like the classic my axe, the Mad Judge. I like that classic head. I don't like a bearded axe. I really don't. Everybody's like, oh, that's a great Norse. No, it's not actually. It breaks. It's weak.
Yeah, that's precisely why I like the tomahawk, because when you look at the tomahawk, it does have kind of like a bearded blade face, but
it's reinforced. Yeah,
it's built it's actually built for fighting. It's built for taking the abuse that you would put into it, beating against a piece of other steel.
And that head especially is good for throwing as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the main reason why I like them so much. They were originally designed for butchery, really. I mean, don't get me wrong. The proofing for a tomahawk head, that's why I've made very few of them that I've ever, given away or sold or lost. Is the proofing for a tomahawk head is you chop through a log, And when I say a log, I mean a good 8 to 12-inch diameter log, in order to make it so that you can, basically prove that the axe head won't break.
Yeah.
And you have to do it all in one go, by the way. You can't just sit there, chop a few times, and then walk away, and then come back and chop a few times and walk away. It doesn't work like that. It has to be all in one go, because what it does is it does something called impingement hardening. It's where so many impacts.
Compression.
Yeah, so many impacts compress the metal together, and it heats up the metal to a certain point where the metal itself, the structure inside, changes subtly. Makes really strong axe heads. And honestly, I don't know where my tomahawk went, but I swear to God, if I ever find out somebody walking around with my tomahawk, I'm gonna be like, that was a personal piece. The reason why is, like I said, I proof them. They're not just something you go and you could buy off the shelf. Matter of fact, I think I've made in my life probably 6 blades that I've ever either given away as a gift or sold. Total.
Well,
and that's only because of the fact that if I was to sell my blades, they would be so expensive, people wouldn't be able to buy them because of the amount of craftsmanship that goes into them. They're all hand forged. All of them are perfection in a nutshell. Like a feller, just last year, I made a blade for a fella that came out the woodwork for us and started giving us firewood. And I made a gunto for him, a Japanese gunto.
Yeah.
And that knife took me 3 weeks to get right. And it looked like just a sharp bar of steel, really. But if you were to ever take and use that knife, you could literally chop down a tree with it.
Yeah. I miss my my kukri. I love it. I love a kukri. Man.
You told it going to take forever in that shower to do with that.
I told him to take time. Hold on. All right, hold on. Not take time. Hurry up.
Well, showers. Shower time. What y'all
Hold your
talking?
freedom real quick. Hold your freedom real quick. Steel and Tree. Eric's going to be right back.
You got to stop the live stream. Thanks, Eric.
I'm fucking with you.
Let's see here. We got Huckleberry. What's up, Huck? Huckleberry in the house. Ajik. Eric. Yeah, Huckleberry. Yeah, he is. He's doing some hatchet, and he's doing a lot of leatherwork stuff too, man, which is exciting. I wouldn't mind, like, putting my axes together and then sending to him to get like some custom leather stuff made for it. That'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got a few walking sticks, staffs, that I made myself. They're magic. But when it comes down to it, the reason why I like forming steel is because
Butter, unsalted butter for you.
there is nothing in this world that says I am man like taking a lump of immovable, hard elemental material and turning it into a shape that is elegant.
Yeah, that's cool. I'd like to try my hand at forging. That'd be cool.
Well,
what's up, United? Independent Mini United.
Hey, Indy.
I got to show you something here. Chad, these are my ultimate forging weapons. Mjolnir,
Yeah. I
and
have a
Stormbreaker.
cool. Yeah, cool. I got a hammer like that. Yeah, a little sledge like that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just an S-wing 1.5 pound or 3.5 pound single jack. But
Yep.
Notice the shape.
Yeah, it's great.
That's
Perfect.
the perfect forging shape for a forging hammer. You've got strike faces on all sides that you can utilize if you have to for different applications, but at the same time, your main strike face is positioned perfectly and has the right sort of how would I say it? The right placement when it comes down to the strike with the right amount of force behind it to move metal, even if it's not as soft as it should be. That's why I like this particular hammer. Not to mention,
here's my carry around all day stuff. This is patience and this is love.
I have my little thing at all times on me, my little TDI tactical. I love this little thing. It's very personal. Yeah, they're like $50. I've got this one, which is what they call the drop point, and I got the Tanto. The Tanto is wicked, fucking badass. But yeah, anything you want to do is just, it's really nice. It's really nice. Always on me at all times.
And this is always in my pocket. A little Gerber.
Yeah, I remember those things. Yeah.
Now, where did I fucking drop that thing? See, I've almost always got my little bush knife on me, but it seems to be that I have misplaced it for the last couple of hours. But I do carry around on my hip, in fact, a bush knife made by, funny enough, it's a Walmart special from High Sierra Company. Pretty good little knife. Nothing really special, just basic bush knife. If I could ever find it, little fucker. I keep on dropping it down the sides of my recliner here. But yeah, it's just little tiny, small little utilitarian knife. It's perfect for everyday use, and it's an excellent little self-defense knife. I mean, when it comes down to it, I don't want to have some big old honking knife that's this freaking big when we are this close fighting.
Yeah.
That's not a good idea. I've already learned that lesson. I used to carry around a a Smith & Wesson HRT, the stainless steel with the straight blade. That's what I got stabbed with.
Yeah. Ouch.
Because I was carrying it.
Yeah, my old man used to tell me, don't carry nothing you can't eat.
Well, your old man's pretty smart. Yeah, that's why anymore, if I'm going to go into a fight, anytime it's one of these, this is my mainstay, and so YouTube doesn't lose their minds. It is an air gun, as you can see from the little.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. It is an air gun. This is my mainstay. This is my truck gun. This is my house gun. This is my everyday carry. It sits on my back all times. The only time that it is not on my person is when I'm walking into a store.
That's what they make them up to 50 cal, don't they?
Not these ones. No, these are made up to 25 caliber. And then the one that I really want to get is made up to 30 caliber. My 50 caliber air gun is a single shot only hunting rifle. But yes, they do make them actually up to 12 gauge, 72 caliber.
I was watching the guys play with one of them Shad, and it was a single shot like he's talking about, but they were shooting them grill propane canisters like you buy at the store to fill your grill up, penetrating one side and the other side it was blistering out, almost went all the way through. And that was an air gun.
Yes, sir.
I want to say it was a 32 or 38 caliber or something. That one, but
Oh yeah, the Benjamin Bulldog will do that. They will go right through one of these, all the way through. I've shot these with a Benjamin Bulldog. My former boss used to have one, or has one, and we shot these things and it blew holes all the way through. 35 caliber Benjamin Bulldog. So there's that for you.
that might have been what that was, a 35. That's why I said 32 or 36. I couldn't remember exactly what it was, and it left a hole in it. It looked like somebody shot it with a 357.
Yep.
Damn.
That ain't no joke. As a matter of fact, Chuck, why not? This is my 50 caliber. This gun will kill anything in North America. Here, let me see if I can get a better. Yeah, there we go. This gun will kill anything in North America. It's as light as a 22 long rifle. It kicks about like a 22 long rifle, but it will drop a moose.
Huh.
Damn.
And just so you know, I ain't lying. Swear to God, it's a 50 caliber air rifle.
Damn.
Do you pump it yourself, or do you have to have a cylinder to fill it?
No, you can pump them up. There's a special pump that you have to have in order to do that, but come on.
They need to put on them like the old style. Remember the old Benjamin BB guns? They need to have one of those arms on them. That way, if you're out somewhere, you got air. It might take you a minute, but
They make one. There's a company that makes one. Is an American feller. He makes 20 gauge shotguns for air gunning, and he also makes hand pump air rifles up to 30 caliber. But they are really hard to get your hands on and really fucking expensive.
yeah, I figure that technology, just being able to self-contain it, and you can keep it aired up yourself, would be a big cost.
This right here is what I use to pump up my air guns. It's a British pump.
Yeah, I've seen you use that before.
Thing's a pain in the ass to use, but yeah. Triple stage air pump. But yeah, my air guns, I punch right through a car door with them. They're no joke.
No. I scared the shit out of people at Walmart. The ones they got them break over that pumps at one time. I picked one off the shelves. I wonder how loud this is. And I shot that thing and people screamed and was running out of sporting goods. And I'm like, oh, okay, I better put this shit down. Sound like a 410 went off.
Yeah, they're seriously no fucking joke. I mean, you know, oh shit, this thing is actually pretty fucking heavy for what it is. You know, this is not a fucking toy. I mean, you pick this gun up and you're like, dude, that's heavier than a freaking AR. That's as heavy as my Benelli. You know, it's 15 freaking pounds. That's a heavy ass piece of equipment.
How much does it weigh?
15 pounds.
Damn.
Oh, and did I mention probably a couple dozen times in other videos, but why not again? Where the hell? I just freaking there. Okay. These things shoot slugs.
Wow. That looks like it hurt.
These are lethal. Absolutely lethal. This is 43 grains of lead.
Looks like the end of 223. So, yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. These are 25 caliber.
So with those, technically, if they got the stuff behind it, you could kill a deer with that.
Actually, I have watched a gun very similar to the one that I have drop a wild pig.
And that's saying something with that
tracks.
shield.
Very similar air gun to what I have. It's called the Umarex Gauntlet, actually. And yeah, my air guns are no joke. The ones that I buy, I don't buy play toy air guns anymore. I don't play around with that stuff. It's like, even back when I was a kid, if I bought an air gun, it wasn't for sitting in my backyard and plinking at cans and whatnot. No, I bought it specifically for hunting. And if I shot it in the backyard, that was a nice byproduct. But I bought it for hunting. My first air gun, other than Red Ryder BB gun, was a 22 caliber Powerline 109. If anybody remembers those air guns, by the way, they were outlawed specifically because they were deadly.
Wow.
I had one of the old little Benjamin pumps that shot the, what were they, 177s or whatever. And I would kill coons, possums, squirrels.
The reason why the Powerline 109 was outlawed was, in fact, because about maybe 85, 90 miles away from where I used to live, there was a young man who was playing around with, his Powerline 109, and him and his buddies were out playing war.
Yeah.
Shot his buddy in the temple, and it killed him.
Yeah, that's not something you have a BB gun war with.
No, it is not. It specifically says on the side of all air guns for this reason. I will read it to you. Not a toy. Misuse or careless use may result in death.
Damn.
Yeah.
I still got a BB in my arm back when I was 10 years old playing BB wars. That was the kind you just pump up, one,
It's
like
really
you said,
hard to
177.
show, but I have a scar behind my ear right here where they took a slug out of my face from right here. It hit me right here and went back this way from an air gun.
My cousin joking around, we were playing BB when we were going in, and he hollered my name when I turned around. He shot. It was a Red Ryder, which saved my ass, but he hit me right in the crotch on my Levi's, on the front, the little flap where it's the thickest, right on the head of my junk. It didn't penetrate through it, but it felt like it did. And I had my Benjamin with me, pumped up 20 times. He took off running. I shot him in the ass cheek, and from what I understand, he still got that pellet in his ass.
Ooh.
Serves him right.
Yep.
Ow.
Oh, man.
I get the sympathetic pains whenever somebody tells me about getting smacked in the nuts.
Yeah, we all do.
Hey, it's one of those things. I've been hitting the ball so many times that if you did it to me, I wouldn't feel it. But if somebody talks about getting hit in the balls, automatically my brain goes, ah!
This was the end of something else. And it looked like a hornet sting for like a week on the end of it.
God damn it. Ow.
And that was just a Red Ryder.
Yeah. Dude, Red Riders ain't no joke, man. They'll hurt you.
Yeah, it'll put your eye out. Yeah, I believed it, especially because the BB was stuck against the zipper, but underneath that double little flap of Levi material.
Yeah, especially if they're brand new. Like, something that people don't realize about air guns. There is enough air pressure in the air gun, in the barrel, to make that, after about 1,000 shots, it makes the barrel start to open up and expand. because there's enough pressure behind each one of those BBs or whatever to slightly move the metal every time.
You have constant little explosions.
Pretty much, yeah. That matter of fact, I've still got my Red Ryder that I had since I was 8 years old. Nowadays, I could shoot myself in the foot with it, and it won't do much more than leave a big red nasty welt. But if I would have shot myself back when I was 8 years old in the foot, it would have gone through my foot.
Yep.
Hey, good.
Greetings, Earthlings.
Greetings. What's up, song? Rob.
Live long and prosper.
If I see one more drop of rain, I'm gonna kick Noah in the ass.
Yeah, that shit rolled through here last night here in East Texas. It came together from the stuff out of Houston and the stuff going east to west or west to east. And it converged right over where I live. But it didn't get nasty bad. It just constant monsoon rain. But
Chuck, my old man lives in Natchitoches, right out of Waco.
yeah, I know where it is. It's south of me. I'm right there on the state line of Louisiana, right there off I-20, like if you're headed between Shreveport and Dallas.
Yeah, I know where you're at.
I actually drove right through your neck of the woods a couple dozen years ago.
That's a bad thing. If shit ever hits the fan, I'm too close to the interstate.
Mad Chad lives in Iceland.
Well, the funny thing is, about this time of year, usually we have 15 feet of snow. There's no snow.
So it looks just like Iceland.
30, 40 years ago, I wandered around that area where Shad's at, 'cause that looked so familiar when he was out walking. But I used to run through the metro parks and all that years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Mad Chad, I used to live east of Columbus.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that Canadian wind, man. That shit was cold as hell.
What they call it, lake effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, lake effect.
Yeah, it's for some reason we're having a very mild winter. I mean, I'm loving the temperature. It's like 39, 40 degrees, 40 in the 40s, high, low 40s. I'm digging it. I'm just like hoodie weather, walking around, just having a great time.
Well,
Yeah, George lives up there in Upper Peninsula, Michigan, and he said it could freeze to rain. It's just been all wonky, hokey, and he's expecting it to get really bad. But
wow.
when Trudeau pisses off all the hunters up there, they'll move into Ohio.
So, we was talking about knives. I just found mine. It was underneath my chair. This is the knife I was talking about. It's made by Sierra Trail. It's just a little special, nothing special. I mean, like Walmart special, fucking $15. But as you can see, it's got that good, perfect grip. You can grip it however. It's got good balance. It's got a little finger well right there, so you get a good grip in it. And I added just some homemade rubber around the outside.
Oh, yeah.
Because I like to have a good sticky grip on my knife. I don't like losing that thing.
yeah, nothing worse than your hand gets slick with cleaning something or whatever, blood, and it wants to slip over that notch.
Yeah, sweat or whatever. Or you just mess up on the grip, fucked up on the grip, and boom, there you go. Yep.
That's why I like that thing being right there on my hip. So, if I'm that desperate that I'm going to be like, yeah, it's that quick. It's right there.
Yeah.
Unless it's under your chair.
Yeah, I don't know how many people you call up your StreamYard. I ought to get everybody out there to come up here. That way everybody can talk. And
I could have up to 10 people on here, I believe. I pay for StreamYard, so.
Me too. Everybody's asked me, you ain't been doing 3 or 4 shows a month. Why do you pay that? I'm like, well, it's there.
Because for 3 reasons. One, I can have up to 10 people on my panel. 2, I don't have to sit there and be force feeding you ads through my stream. So I can actually do it without having to deal with all that BS. On top of that, in order for them to, they will shut you down on your basic setup after about so many hours.
20.
I can stream unlimited hours. So that's why I've got it. It's literally one of those. I just don't want the hassle.
Mr. Chuck.
He went to the kitchen real quick.
Is that match at?
No, son.
No. That was Chuck's son.
Yeah.
He went to the kitchen for a minute. He's boiling a ham, so so he keeps running back in there checking on it.
Right on.
That artillery piece that's on my avatar is that 6-pounder that I was talking about.
Oh, okay, Song.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
old
my
ham
old
and
man spectacles here.
Over calling for you.
y'all let me.
That's an attention getter.
So
That artillery piece that is on my cousin's icon there. That's
What is this?
I believe the name of that gun is
Oh,
Annie.
shit. Oh, hell yeah.
It's an original Confederate 1862 issue.
That's cool.
I see. Hell yeah. I'll take 20 of them. 20 of them, please.
I got to shoot at an outhouse with it.
Oh, hell yeah.
In that picture, actually.
You think
Blowing up the theater.
oh, bad. You ought to see grape shot coming out of one of them.
Oh God, no! Please no.
It'll jump off the ground about a half a foot when it goes off, and that's with a half a charge.
Yep, and that's with no projectile.
Well, yeah, the reenactment people kind of frown when I shoot live rounds out of it.
Yeah, I'm cooking a ham old school in there. I'm boiling. It's a spiral ham, but I was trying to boil some of that salt out because my son and my wife have so much issue with how salty any of that shit is anymore. So I'm boiling it, and I just swapped the water out, and I put a bunch of brown sugar, honey, and molasses in there.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Kind of tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, and then it'd be so sweet and fall apart that you can make like a chopped beef sandwich out of it.
Mm. Sounds good.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a ham for Christmas. For you all.
Yeah, Kroger's got them on sale here. I don't know if y'all got a Kroger by you. These were Kroger brand spiral honey hams for 97 cents a pound.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Why the hell can't I just find those kind of deals, man?
Shad, you don't have to cook a ham. We already got one in DC.
Thought that was a potato.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I thought it was a potato. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of hams up there.
Yeah, I'm waiting for potatoes.
Pelosi flew back to California on her broom.
She went to go get hammered.
She needs more vodka.
I'll get you and your little dog too.
Yeah.
But anyways, back on the cannon, because obviously Magic wants to talk about that too.
Cool.
Back on that cannon, I actually have seen we'll not say footage, but we'll say a recreation of what a cannon will do with grape shot in it. And let's just say that the movies don't do it justice.
No.
It'll mow down a whole platoon. Easy.
No, because it's like shooting a ham with a thing of buckshot, but you're using a punt gun.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world.
They They had a reenactment thing here years ago, and they did it. And they had 2 cars stacked on top of each other, and then 2 more next to it. And they were like 100 feet away, or it might have even been 100 yards. I can't remember how far it was. When they shot it, there wasn't an inch on that thing that didn't have holes in it. On all that shit together, it like opened up, and then they were worried about how far the stuff that went over it went away out. But there's nothing but open over it.
That gun was captured by Mr. William Tecumseh Sherman, Mr. Firebug, in Atlanta, Georgia, in 1865.
Wow!
And amazingly, it's still intact.
And we keep it down at the Citadel down in Charleston.
Oh yeah! Wow!
It's already been stolen one time.
Wow!
Yeah, can you imagine 4 dudes trying to carry a 3,000-pound barrel?
Yeah. Never steal more chain than you can swim with.
Exactly. Yeah, I think they were going to melt it down for scrap, but they found it in a ditch because they couldn't carry it but so far.
So they actually tried to carry it. It's got wheels.
Yeah, but they chain the wheels down.
Well, we normally keep the Cassion attached to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see.
And then we just separate the Cassion from the gun. By regulations, you got to keep that powder at least 75 feet from the gun.
Okay.
That way you don't wind up blowing your face off.
Looks like you must have been some drunk rednecks.
I don't know. No, down in South Kakalaki, it might not have been drunk rednecks. It might not even been rednecks. Crazy enough.
Where's he at?
South Kakalaki.
Yeah.
That's where that show the redneck rocket scientists live. It's somewhere around over there, Georgia. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'm up in the far western corner. I could throw a rock at Tennessee, Georgia, and North Carolina from where I'm at.
Oh yeah. I know where you're at.
Appalachians.
Yeah, the Appalachians.
Yep. Past Columbia, past all that, right?
Yeah, Columbia's about 100 miles from me.
Okay. Yep.
It's Columbia's south of me.
So I was just wondering, have y'all ever heard of an Oregon cannon?
No.
Sounds familiar, but
Okay. Basically what you do is you take a hickory log and you bore a hole through the middle of it. And then you take one end of it and you plug it up. And the other end, you pour a bunch of shot first you put your powder charge in, all right? You pour a bunch of shot down in there and a bunch of nails and glass and whatnot. And then you have a little tiny spicule hole. And all you got to do is take and touch it off. It's a touch hole that's bored into the cannon, but you don't want to be standing next to it when it goes. Basically what it is a freaking pipe bomb. But back in the day, folks in Oregon didn't have access to a lot of metals that they could just readily melt down into cannonade. And there have been several conflicts here in Oregon that I was not aware of until recently, right around the last turn of the century. So about 1900s. They needed cannons. They didn't have them. So what they would do is they'd go out and they'd find a really nice straight piece of log and they'd wrap metal bands around that log and then bore it out.
Yes. Yeah. I've seen Japanese do this too. I've seen some of the history of that.
Hey, cuz.
Yep.
Blaine.
Yes, sir.
I know you've already seen this, but I'm gonna try to show it to Chuck and Chad. But just a picture of it when it's belching out its fire.
All right, you're full screen, cuz. Yeah, there she
Damn.
is.
Boom.
Yeah.
So as you know, he's the one shooting it.
Yeah. You see see the puff of smoke coming out of the vent hole?
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn.
I see that and I think of shakalaka. Boom, shakalaka.
I was always laughing around here about when you run out of balls to shoot out of the barrel to stuff some fire ants down it.
Oh,
There was a story about a skirmish that happened during the war between the states, and the artillery unit had fired everything they had, and they was completely exhausted with ammunition, and they just kept firing blanks, and the enemy thought that they were still live rounds and kept their distance from them.
Oh yeah, great tactic.
You know what? There's also a story about that from the Vietnam War, in fact. They had a bunch of training ammo, and they were using that blue, or not blue plastic, but like, it's called Fenghorn.
Oh yeah, blue powder.
Yeah, just it was just powder with like a plastic plug or something, or a wax plug.
I've used them. I've used them in 203s. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
the training rounds.
Shooting training rounds because they didn't have any other rounds, and they didn't know the difference.
I've always made a joke about it. I like to see Sherman burn Atlanta to the ground now. It's nothing but steel and concrete.
Mm-hmm.
You guys see what Huck said? I got some fireworks from man with only 2 fingers. Kind of scared to light them.
Well,
yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
You know what? My dad used to have a fix-it for that. We'd take some black powder and we'd run a line out into the front yard down the sidewalk, and we'd set the firecrackers up along the side of the black powder line so that the fuses all set to the line. And we'd sit back behind a couple of sandbags that he'd set up, and we'd touch off the line of black powder, the fuse line, and just sit there and wait.
that 1F black powder's got an extremely high flash point.
Yeah.
Where's the damn chat on this thing? I can't find it.
It says chat.
Cause down at the bottom of the screen on your phone, there's something that says comments, or there's a little there's something with 3 dots on it. If I remember correctly, they changed it up on me. There's something with 3 dots on it, and you'll have this little icon there that has like a red number or something. That's where the comments are.
Okay, I'm looking for it. I can see, everybody that's on the panel, but I can't. I'm looking for the chat part.
Yeah, don't click the red X.
Yeah, mine says Mike, Cam, chat, more, and then leave. And then chat is right next to the cam. I hit chat, and I've got chat, which is behind the studio, so we in panel can talk. Nobody else can see that. Then besides that, it says comments. I hit that, and I can see comments, but I cannot chat with anyone in the chat. But I can see the comments.
You got to swap between YouTube and StreamYard to actually chat in the comments. So I'm the only one who can really chat in the comments.
I pushed it, and it's like there's little bars going across, like it's downloading something.
Oh, I don't know what you did.
Oh shit!
No, it's just taking forever to load up the comments because First time you were doing it.
Well, cause you know where I'm at. I got to send my squirrel up the damn pine tree to get reception around here anyway.
Well, just make sure that you get that antenna shoved right proper up his rectum, because otherwise it's going to drop out again. Y'all heard that, right? I said you need to shove it up his rectum, and he damn sure wrecked him all right.
Damn near rectum. Make him run up the tree faster.
I guess I'd run up the tree quicker too if I had an antenna shoved up my ass. It's doing something. I don't know what it's doing, but it's taking its sweet old time.
Yeah, that's mostly due to the internet. Oh, we got somebody saying something in the private.
That was me.
Oh.
He got all excited there for a minute.
Yeah, you know what? When somebody wants to talk at me, I feel all sorts of special, because nobody ever likes talking at me. Well, aside from my cousin and a few others.
Let's break out the unicorns and the fuzzy bunnies.
Hey, I am a big proponent of fuzzy bunnies that go bang.
I can see the applications. Yeah.
and we can melt s'mores on a campfire and sing Kumbaya.
Yeah. I forget the words.
Reels though, you know what? In some other live streams, what fuzzy bunnies stands for, right?
No, what?
Flashbangs. Fucking boomers, buddy.
Okay. Fuzzy bunnies.
Yeah. I love fuzzy bunnies.
Yeah, I
don't
miss grenades.
Don't be surprised if I disappear, because I might have deleted myself.
Oh, we still hear you.
Yeah, you're still here. Stop being an attention whore. 9. Best all thing going. I'm not playing. It's not time to play. Your face is all dirty. Come here. 9. You just thought. Chill.
Well, Chuck, how many people you think has come across that border already?
He's in the kitchen.
It happens. Hey, when you're cooking, you can't just sit there and let everybody else dictate your actions. You got to do. I ain't mad. Shut. So
yeah, give that hand some attention. I'd have to say that it's got to be in the millions, man. I mean, it has to be.
Somebody had mentioned about that they took an estimate, it was at 40 million.
Yeah, and I'd say that's lowballing it.
I bet you it's enough to repopulate the city of Dallas probably, 5 times over?
That's what they call that replacement migration.
It's enough to repopulate Los Angeles 5 times over. There's 14 million people in Los Angeles at any given time.
Damn.
It's almost hard to conceive that many people has walked across that border.
Yeah, they're figuring anywhere what I've seen from 20 to 120 million have come across. I don't like talking about it. It's kind of like saying, yeah, you got cancer. You know what? You got cancer. Hey, you got cancer.
I had a solution for it. Just send all the military down there with some 50 calibers. They won't come across.
Yeah, just put some drone towers out there.
You know, y'all keep on saying, well, we need to send down this, that, and the other. I'm gonna point this out to y'all. I was down on the border back when Biden decided that the militia wasn't necessary down there no more. And let me tell you something. They shoot too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I damn near caught a round while I was down there.
That's the cartel.
That's the coyotes.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you can't sugarcoat it.
Yeah, no, I ain't sugarcoating it. I'm gonna tell you true. I almost fucking caught a round while I was down there. As honest to God, when you have the dirt erupt around your feet, and you've got freaking the sound of somebody cracking a whip next to your head, you realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm getting shot at.
Yep. Yeah, because it hit you before you'd hear the report. So.
That's the Quan's least favorite sound.
I've heard the guesstimation on it's like 50 to 100 people cross that border every minute.
That's unreal.
Yep, they're going to literally change the population.
Yep.
What? Yeah. Y'all watch here for long. Sometime in the distant future, we're gonna have a bunch of shit being blown up.
We already are.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna see that on the news. They ain't gonna go and put that up on the news. You know why? It don't fit the narrative. They ain't interested in telling you what's really going on. They only want to go and say, oh, well, Americans are going and shooting up these people and taking out children and this and that. They don't want to point out to you that, just last year alone, there were more shootings in Los Angeles due to gang activity from outside of our country than there has been in the past 25 years.
Yeah, a lot of these ones coming through, there are multiple cases of rape and murder, and they get out of jail here, they put them back across the border, and then catch them again in the same kind of crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yep.
And normally in the same place, too.
I added more stuff to it.
I know it's a touchy subject, man, but bullshit's bullshit.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
I mean, I'm sorry if I'm getting a little, irate, but you got to understand, I'm still kind of reeling from the fact that I got shot at on American soil by people who are not Americans.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah,
mind-boggling.
that pissed me off.
I know one thing. If I owned a ranch down there on the border, I'd be starting me a compost pile.
Yeah, I watched a video from a guy that lived down there. That he was Mexican, but his family's been here since after or before the Alamo, that far back. And he had videos of them fucking hopping the fence over there close by him, coming across up his grandfather's property to his. They tried to get in his house and couldn't. Went to his grandfather's, kicked in the sliding glass door, and went in there and held his grandfather captive. There's about 8 of them. And he called the sheriff's department and all that in the state. And it took them forever to get there. Sheriffs got there, but they were afraid to do anything that they might hurt the old man. So that guy ended up going in the house and handling it himself. Good thing they didn't have guns, but still. But that's sad when he's like, it's an issue. He goes, I know it might sound racist. He goes, but I'm just as Mexican as they are, but I'm an American. He goes, that's all I claim to be. And he goes, we got to do something about this problem. These people need to come through the door or stay the fuck out.
That's the difference there, Chuck, is he's a legal American. That makes a big difference.
Yep.
He's been here for long enough.
Yeah, his family lived on that land before Texas even become a state.
Yeah, it was still a republic.
They have all the right to be here as much as we do.
I've been told by different different shades that you guys are being bred out, don't you? And I'm like, that's fucked up.
It's true though. It's just the same thing that happened to the Native Americans. And honestly, my mama's side of the family came here, under papers, but my dad's side of the family, the non-native side of the family, all came here without papers. That's back 150, 200 years ago, mind you, maybe even 300 years ago, but they came here without paper. And they, undocumented and all that. And people are telling me, well, you need to be like that for the people now. I'm like, no, the infrastructure didn't exist back then.
A good vast majority of my ancestors are buried in Texas.
Yeah, I had a bunch
Texas and Oklahoma.
They fought in the Revolutionary War. A bunch of my kin people got given land in Kentucky and then went down Daniel Boone to the Alamo. That's fucked up, but
that's when Davy Crockett told Congress, "Y'all go to hell, and I'm going to Texas."
Yep.
Well, let me put it to you this ways. Folks down there. Let me see here. Actually, the land that my cousin lives on now used to be part of a plantation that belonged to my family back in the 1700s. It used to be the Smith plantation. Now, when the Civil War happened, when all that came down, the War of Northern Aggression, that land got taken from them. And it didn't get, it wasn't bought. It wasn't, just taken and redistributed.
The Blue Coats
they murdered and raped my family members to take that land.
The Blue Coats held this place until 1877.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of issue figuring out my American Indian heritage part out of Tennessee. One side says Blackfoot, one side says Cherokee. Then I did some research, and a lot of Blackfoot and Cherokee went together with a lot of the Appalachian people and lived up in the hills. So I'm thinking why they don't know which side.
Yeah, Chuck, when they usually done a U.S. Census, it would list them as mulatto.
Yeah, because
that would be, if you had Indian blood on you, you were mixed with another race, they would call you a mulatto.
Mm-hmm.
And they say some of even the escaped slaves and what have you blended in. So a lot of them folks over look like actual people from India almost. That's where you get a lot of your dark complected, straight black haired looking Indian people that are hillbillies.
That would be the Lumbee tribe in South Carolina.
Yep.
Well, if you look at my profile pic here, you can see my big ass freaking nose and my high cheekbones. I am quarter blood Cherokee and Choctaw and Kiowa and Anasazi. No, that's my native blood.
That's where the problem started. The American Indian didn't have stiff enough immigration laws.
Yeah, they burned all the courthouse in Tennessee. Then I can't find any documentation. So.
That my family were so distrustful of the American government even back then that none of my family members were registered under the Native American registry, even though they lived at Fort Smith.
Hell, them folks back then when the census started, they'd go in and people hide. Even the people that were white, when they'd show up in the Appalachians, would lock their doors, wouldn't even speak to them.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, 1790 was the first year of the U.S. Census.
They just called them bankers. That's messed up. People that far back didn't trust a bank.
Hey, I don't trust the bank. I never trusted the bank. My money goes into the bank and comes out of the bank just as quickly.
Yep.
I still don't trust the bank. Yeah.
That's the old thing. Get out here with that.
It's called a mason jar.
Yeah. Or the old mattress in the backyard.
When I croak,
the bank only has on hand 1% of the money it loans.
I figure when I croaked, I just leave a treasure map, let my boys try to figure out where the hell it's at, buried at.
They can legally have $1,000 on hand and loan out $100,000. Ain't that some shit?
So what I understand, if the banks were to shut their doors right now, they would literally give everybody the middle finger because they ain't got enough money to give all the depositors their money back.
First 10 people might get their money. The rest of them's fucked.
Well, here's the worst part of it all. Did you know that if I have $100 as a private citizen, I can only loan out legally $1?
Yeah, the opposite of them.
Yep.
Rules for thee and not for me.
Well, we all know about that one. I mean, shucks. Let me put it this way. If I went and I sold guns to, if I sold guns at all for that matter, but if I sold guns to anybody but an American, I would end up probably sitting on a firing line for treason. But, our loverly tater in chief goes and gives over $10 billion worth of military surplus to a foreign entity and an enemy of the United States. And this motherfucker just walks scot-free.
I'm sure all of y'all are like me. I'm trying to ignore it as much as possible, but I'm not going to get caught with my pants down.
Here recently they collected up magazines and they actually took magazines away from our soldiers to send over there.
Damn.
Okay, you got 10, give me 5.
Now that's enough to make a man irate.
It's enough to give you a headache.
You ain't telling me nothing I don't know. Shit, it gives me a migraine every time I think about it. Oh, shit. Man, I put it this way. If we're going to allow for that to happen and not stand up for our Second Amendment rights, and specifically our responsibility in the Second Amendment, because it's not just a right, folks. The Second Amendment is both a right and a responsibility. You have a responsibility to stand to the common defense. That is what the definition of the militia is individuals who are American citizens who stand to the common defense and defend the Commonwealth, which is the United States. If you're not willing to do that, then you don't really legally qualify under the Second Amendment. You still qualify under the Fourth Amendment, which is your right to self-defense, the preservation of your person, papers, properties, and effects, and so on and such forth. You're not allowed to be searched. There's no seizures allowed without a warrant that is written. It has to be a written warrant. It has to be literally something you can hold that cannot be destroyed, which means not just a piece of paper. It actually has to be written on a piece of something that is very difficult to just light on fire and burn. That's why we used parchment back in the day, was because it's actually very hard to burn parchment.
I don't know if y'all have done it. Look into Mamina, Arkansas. That tell you where the guns and the drugs and the swapping and who was involved in that, running that shit show. Hillary Clinton right in the middle of it with them attorneys over there. That they still ain't found all that money that guy buried all over that land.
Oh, Hillary.
Them some dirty fuckers. They got a special place in hell for them.
I thought she was in Acapulco drinking margaritas or some shit.
One can only hope she's dust, but
Yeah, you notice you haven't heard a hide no hair out of them.
Right. Hey, hey, how you doing, Latino? Good to see you.
I got a buddy of mine that comes over here every Monday. His mama used to work in the 70s for she was like a house person that cleaned and all that stuff and while the Clintons were in office, and then some of the damn parties she had to clean up behind underwear, condoms, said they'd find needles stuck in the ceiling.
Damn.
Said it was like cleaning up behind a bunch of college kids.
Y'all think that's bad? We used to have a pond out there where I used to live in Los Angeles. Folks used to go swimming in it. And then probably around the early 2000s, maybe 2004, 2005, somebody dumped a gator in that pond. And ever since then, even though they pulled the gator out of there a couple years back, people can't go in there anymore. They found hepatitis C and AIDS in the water.
That's messed up.
People just sitting there and chucking their freaking used syringes in the water.
Hell, I watched a video the other day. This old woman, she's got I can't remember what you call that water thing. It's a shed they keep water in, and I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, it had like 10,000 gallons of water. That water and her water gauge outside from the rain gauge had what the hell's that stuff they worry about you catching at Walmart off vegetables?
E. coli.
E. coli. And she's like, how do I have E. coli in my rain gauge? Because she goes, there's no way you can stick nothing in it. It's screened on the top. He said something in the rain. He said that probably whatever they're putting up there in the air. And she's like, that's terrible. She goes, that'll make everybody sick. They go out there and walk through the rain and they could absorb that and get it through their skin, or if it gets in their mouth, or they're like, yeah. I can't remember the thing they call it. It's not an aquifer. It's but anyway, it's a building that holds water, and they told her because it keeps leaking and whatever, it could be transferring in there, that she needs to have it emptied and relined, and then seal the walls. So it could be anything as far as rats getting in it and dying. Could be bringing it.
Is it like a reservoir?
Yeah, but it's in a. It looks like a 30 by 40 building, about that size.
Underground or above ground?
It's half underground, half above. She said it looks. I didn't see it. She said inside it looks like an indoor swimming pool, but it's just walls and hole.
That would be called a cistern.
Yeah, that's what she called it. A cistern.
There you go. That's the word for it.
And that was full of E. coli, she said, and other stuff. But
well, hell, here in South Carolina, the rednecks call it Budweiser.
We lost that, I guess.
And for pastime, we sit on the front porch and watch the bug zapper.
Well, this is something right here that I think we all need to be paying attention to. Well, Cat Without the Hat says, if we don't get sick and die or take the Jabberwocky, they've got to do their best to make us sick. And honest to God, that's the truth. They do. They try their damnedest to make us sick, whether it's through chemicals or whatever, what have you. I know for a fact that they do, because I am, as I said, I'm very in touch with my Native American heritage. I like to walk around barefoot. That is just my thing. I love walking around barefoot because it brings back that natural feeling that I'm one with nature.
Yeah, you're supposed to get grounded with the earth at least an hour or two a day.
Well, anymore as I walk outside, barefoot, and yeah, sure, it's cold outside, what have you, whatever. All right. But that should not cause me to have issues with my feet. Now, I don't know if y'all were there last night when I was talking on Mad Shad's channel, but I had to go and do a foot soak because I had something on my feet that was it was eating my feet.
Yeah, but I was big say I've heard people say they can't walk in the grass barefoot no more. It seems like it makes their feet burn.
Yep, that's exactly what was happening.
That's
so
probably what killed off our crops this past year.
Well, yeah, my crops didn't grow for anything, not at all. I had several of them.
Mine did too. Remember, we started seeing that haze look probably in June. May, late May, early June. It'd be sunny out, but it's all hazy looking.
Yep.
That was whatever they had, and that's when I noticed my plants started saying, "Oh yeah." And then the rainwater ran out. I started watering with city water, and I might as well water them with salt water.
Well, I'll put it this way: I have never in my life had a problem with walking around barefoot. I walked around barefoot from the time I was knee-high to a grasshopper right up until, last year with no issues. I could walk out in a desert and not have that many problems. And that's with things like scorpions and fiberglass plant and, all sorts of stuff. I mean, cacti, whatever. Never really had a problem. But now just walking barefoot on concrete, I walk back inside, and 10 minutes later, my feet are on fire, like as if something was eating my feet, like it was acid.
Yeah, all that stuff's collecting up.
I spray off my patio, honestly, quite regularly. So for it to still be here and still be a problem, that means that it's got to be continuously happening. I don't walk out in my yard with, barefoot because I've got, nails and sticks and all sorts of shit in the yard. But,
on your patio.
On the patio, I can see where I'm walking. There's not, it's not like I'm going to step on a rusty nail or something. And I like to actually do that because it allows me to air out my feet. And, a lot of folks, they don't realize this, but if you don't take at least a little bit of time out of your shoes to air your feet out, you can't detoxify your body fast enough. And pretty soon those toxins build up. Dog.
Might sound weird, or you may have heard of it. A good way to do it: take you a thick slice of onion and some cellophane, like plastic wrap around your feet, and put a sock on it, and go to bed with them on the bottoms of your feet. It'll turn the onion black and draw all that shit out.
Yeah.
Or if you're sick, cut an onion in half and just set it in the room with you.
With onions being a freaking $1 a bulb.
Yeah, it's expensive. You might be cheaper to buy medicine.
It's actually cheaper to go and buy Epsom salts right now. And back on that particular level, I was sitting there last night and I was looking at the bath water that I was using for, doing a foot soak. The bath water was brown. Like, I stuck my feet into the water. The water was clear. All right. Epsom salt and water. Hot water. And in about a minute and a half, it had turned the water to a clear but yellowish brown. And somebody says, oh yeah, that's just, that's detox. You're getting nicotine out of your system or something. I says, well, this has never happened before. And I do foot soaks all the time. I mean, I'm really adamant on that because I have arthritis really bad. So I'm sitting here and this is just astonishing to me. I'm like, well, why is this happening? So I drained the tub and I looked at it, and there was a ring around the inside of the tub that was, honestly, it was toxic. Really freaking toxic. I wiped it with my finger and my finger started burning.
So either come out of your feet or the Epsom salts killed something in the water and did that.
Maybe, I don't know. It was enough that I sat there and I says to myself, all right, no, there's something wrong, and it's not something that could be easily taken care of. This is something that we need to really pay attention to, because if it's in your water, then it's something that can't be treated by basic, water treatment plants.
All that GO that they put out in the air, that stuff there's got to collect somewhere, and it'll travel with the rainwater. So,
Oh shit!
I tell you what'll help your patio: get you a thing of table salt, not iodized, just regular salt, and wet your porch and sprinkle that all over it, and then get you a big box of baking soda and sprinkle that all, and let it set out there a couple hours and go spray it off. That'll kill or neutralize any of that shit that's on it.
That's a good idea.
How long it'll take to come back, I can't tell you.
Yeah, I know that when I spray off the patio, it only takes about a day and a half if it's raining. Oh, and by the way, I just replaced my hot water heater. So I know that it's not sulfur. I have all copper piping. So if there were sulfides or sulfur in the water, it would turn into a sulfide on the copper. It wouldn't stay in the water. So I know it's not sulfur.
You build one of them Berkey things. I don't know if you got one. I built up that bunch of Berkey. I posted on this channel, but I'll be using one now. I built it out of 5-gallon buckets and some of them Berkey filters.
And my dog won't even drink the water out of the tap anymore. And I keep his bowl full, his water bowl in his little paddock back here. I keep it full, but he won't drink the water out of the tap no more. Oh, and that's another part of I want to address this with Kat. That's a part of replacing your hot water heater. I don't know if y'all know this, but when you replace your hot water heaters, you've got to drain off all of your water in all your lines and then repressurize the system. So there's really no water left in the lines when you're done. And when you replace a hot water heater, a lot of the time, whatever was in the hot water heater itself ends up in your lines, but that gets blasted out when you repressurize the system.
I don't know if I made a mess with this.
So, yeah, it's there was nothing left in the water, which means that it's straight from the city water that this is happening.
Yeah, I normally run one line, blow the air out through it, then let it heat up. And when this heater turns off, I run it for a half hour just to drain it. So you pretty much get all that out. They just scald it out, especially as hot as I turn mine up.
Yep. Now, that's what I did. And the plumber come out and we had ourselves a good old time. He replaced the hot water heater. I was so happy about it. I was like, you know what? You want to come out and shoot my air guns? By all means, have fun, He comes out. He's like, all right, yeah, sure. I've never done this before. I've never seen these things. He's like, dude, how is this even legal, sort of thing? And while we're sitting there talking and chatting, you know, I'm running water, I'm keeping things going, and I'm blowing the crap out of the lines. And when all that was said and done, you know, we're sitting there just bullshitting. He thinks that, you know, I should probably go and test and see if the hot water heater's working. So we tested it out, and he comes back and he's like, you know what? Hey, if everything works fine, I'm gonna hit the road. And I says, all right. So I'm sitting there maybe a day later or something like that, and I noticed that when I went to go drink a glass of water, I couldn't drink the whole glass of water. It was like as if it was something that wasn't water.
Distilled.
It weren't distilled. No, it's like it was toxic.
Yeah, that's about the only way to get away from anything that's in any of this water is distill it. This filter setup that I built in here, it's the water here before that. I'd make tea and I'd have to boil my tea for the water for a half hour or an hour to boil off anything in it. But a lot of things that when you boil it, it just makes it stronger. I use that filter now and shit. I boil the water, get it hot, drop tea bags in it. It's better than spring water. So I don't know how well whatever's in it, but there's supposedly only natural fluoride in the water. But I got fluoride filters I could stick on it too if I need to.
I used to live in Utah. They got pre-fluoridated water, and then they've got the groundwater that's fluoridated because of them putting zirconium fluoride from the old nuclear reactors out there in Idaho back into the groundwater. So it's one of those, like, you know what's in the water, you kind of get a little bit leery about it. I mean, y'all wonder why I drink so much damn beer.
Yeah, because most all your beer has been
And
the water in it has
sitting up.
been shit, my mind drew a blank. That where you make water out of steam.
Distilled, yes.
Yeah, it's been distilled already, so all you got to do is make sure you ain't getting one that's got a rat in it or something. But
Yep. And I'll tell you this much: when I first started, you know, drinking more beer and not so much water, I started pushing toxins out of my body so much that when I'd take a shower, the water coming off of me would be black. It blew my mind because, you know, I'm a bit of a health nut, you know, just a little bit. I drink lots of water. I eat foods that I have eaten since I was a little kid that I know are healthy for you and provide a lot of nutrition. I don't eat as much sugar as some of these kids do. I mean, yeah, I like sugar in my coffee because it's just wrong if it ain't, you know, but that's neither here nor there. I don't eat as much sugar as other people. And that being said, I was pushing out so much toxins out of my body. I could use that shit to freaking go and make poisons. There is a spider that is stuck to the side wall of my freaking my shower that I have not been able to scrape off of there. That it literally walked in there when after, you know, I'd taken a shower and it'd been, you know, maybe a day or something like that, and that spider ended up literally dying there after drinking a droplet of water.
Huh.
Yeah, I think that we are literally under attack and most people don't realize it.
Well, hell, dude, I got to do a store run. I'm going to jump off here. Good talking. We appreciate you having me up.
Oh, anytime, brother, anytime.
I ran out of cigarettes and I'm kind of chomping. I'm out of tobacco, waiting for that to come in, and now I got to buy some of this trash from the store.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, good talking to y'all. Y'all have a good one, man, and I'll see you around.
All right, brother. You take care.
All All right, bye, y'all.
Bye. So, yeah, like I was saying, you know, folks, there ain't nothing nice or fancy about what's going on. It's literally happening right under our nose. And the toxins out there that are in our water, that are, you know, in our food, they didn't originally start there. All right. This isn't something that's naturally found in our food or naturally found in the water. It's something that's been put there. It can't be something that's naturally found in the water, because otherwise we'd have been dealing with it for the past 30, 40, 50, 60 years. All right. Ever since we started water treatment. Instead, we're dealing with something that this is new. This is entirely new. And I want to put it out there. This is the reason why, you know, I look like I'm shabby and all that. I'm trying my damnedest to not deal with more than my body can take. To each their own, of course. You know, it's horrible to not have a shower after a couple of days. I know that. You start stinking, you start feeling like your body is rotting away. But honestly, I feel more healthy than I ever have. And nowadays, I'm kind of shy about going and getting in the water. I have never been shy about that, ever. I've never been shy about the water. As a matter of fact, I'm a swimmer. I love swimming. I used to do free diving all the time. Hell, I used to free dive the Colorado River going looking for fishing lures. You won't find me doing that now. I'll guarantee it. It doesn't matter. To me, hot or cold doesn't matter. What's in the water matters. And it's been bothering me immensely. There's something in the water that is extremely toxic. It is so much so that I don't even trust rainwater now. And that's saying something. All right. I'm one of those fellers. I'll drink right out of a freaking rain puddle. I don't care. But I've been getting real leery about it lately. Yeah, it causes me to itch. Yeah, it causes me to have, you know, issues where I still got to go back and I still got to do things like foot soaks and, you know, I brush my teeth every single day, but I don't do it with water. I do it with mouthwash, you know, that sort of thing. I'm careful about it. But this is a big freaking deal. I used to take a shower every morning and night. And now I'm leery about it. Specifically because I have never in my life, before about 6 months ago, stepped into a shower and then stepped out feeling more dirty than when I got in. This is a problem. And it's a problem that is actually causing us as the human species to not trust things that we would normally trust, like water, like our food, like, you know, simple things like toothpaste. You know, folks, a lot of folks still to this day use toothpaste. I haven't trusted toothpaste since I was 14 because I knew that fluoride will actually give you cavities. Something I learned as a young man. I never had cavities the whole time I was brushing my teeth with Listerine, but I started using toothpaste after I you know, once I'd gotten up there 13, 14 years old, because my dad used to be adamant that we brush our teeth with Listerine instead of using the toothpaste. And when I, moved in with my mama and started using regular toothpaste, and I started getting really bad cavities. And mind you, nothing changed in my diet. Best Aufhänghund. All right. Anyways, as I was saying, nothing changed in my diet. I didn't start eating more candy. I didn't start going and getting more sugary drinks or none of that. It just did. The only thing that changed was I swapped from brushing my teeth with Listerine to brushing my teeth with fluoridated toothpaste. And to this day, I will not touch it. Like, folks are like, well, why don't you use that natural stuff? Because it don't taste right to me. I don't brush my teeth with lavender. All right. I brush my teeth with something minty because that's natural. All right. Going back 500, 1,000 years even, human beings have utilized mint and mint-like plants in order to freshen our breath and to do oral hygiene. It is not necessarily something that feels natural to go and utilize something like lavender, which is actually a very sugar-rich plant, to go and do oral hygiene. It just ain't right. That's the whole thing. Want go? I don't know. The camera ain't even on, Fuzzball. You're gonna knock my computer off the freaking table, and we'll get mad at you. Go play while you still got light. Go on. Best whole thing. Yeah, I've always had this thing where it's just like I'll take a slug of mouthwash and I'll brush my teeth with the mouthwash in my mouth before I turn around and I go and do it again without the mouthwash, and then I do it again with the mouthwash, and it's a process, of course, but at the same time, it's worse, at least in the long run, when I use fluoridated toothpaste. I've had cavities that popped up that I didn't have before. And when I'm talking, I'll go to the dentist and I've got a toothache or something, and the dentist will polish my teeth off or whatnot. And he says to me, well, don't you brush your teeth? And I say, yeah, every single morning, every single night. He's like, that doesn't make sense. You shouldn't have cavities. Do you eat a lot of sugar? I said, no. I have about, 3 tablespoons full of sugar with my coffee. And that is it. I don't eat sugary foods. I'm very careful. And the dentist said, well, back when you didn't have the cavity problem, what were you doing that was different? And I says, I brushed my teeth with Listerine. The dentist goes, well, that doesn't make any sense. Fluoride's supposed to be good for your teeth. And I says, is it? Because the last time I checked, fluoride replaces calcium in your bones. And calcium is a big part of the enamel in your teeth. It's what protects your teeth from things like acids, which cause cavities. And, we got to talking about it, and I told him about my history in chemistry and my history in physics and whatnot and what I learned. And he comes back to me and says, yeah, you know what? I just read up on this study about, other dentists saying that fluoride toothpaste is actually very bad for your teeth. I am recommending that you utilize the Listerine method and don't deviate from it, whatever you do. I said, all right. Since that day, I have not had a cavity. And secondarily, but more importantly, that was back before I'd had my jaw broken. It has been 10 years since I had my jaw broken. The doctor who did the operation on my face told me that I was going to lose teeth. I have not lost a single one. That should tell y'all something. I've not lost a single tooth since that operation, and the doctor was adamant that I was going to lose teeth, even though I would brush my teeth every single day like that. It's serious. I've never been more proud of it. Also, I'm wondering, is our science based off of fallacies? There's a good possibility that a lot of the science out there, that so-called, in air quotes, science, is based off of fallacies. Falsified data in order to sell a product. I'll tell you this, my oral hygiene comes from experience. It doesn't come from recommendations from anybody. That being said, a couple of those recommendations from other folks have actually helped me. Like, for instance, oral debriding. Does anybody know what that is? See, last I did an oral debriding, that is, I took some hydrogen peroxide and I brushed my teeth with hydrogen peroxide. I had one hell of a toothache at the time. And when I was done, I didn't have a toothache. Food for thought, Didn't need any painkillers, no Oragel, no nothing special. Just hydrogen peroxide. Don't swallow, spit it out, definitely. But, it did a big deal. It saved me a lot of pain and some seriously hardcore freaking doctor's bills. Because when I went in to go to the dentist, a couple months later, the dentist told me, well, there's no cavities. There's no problems here. You had what's called an oversensitive impacted nerve. And the hydrogen peroxide, when you brushed it in, it killed the nerve. So you won't feel anything for about 6 months. And that's straight from the dentist. Now, this is stuff I didn't even know. This is stuff that the dentist won't tell you unless you actually prompt them. So I've learned things in the past that make a big difference. And it's not stuff that you normally hear. It definitely won't find it in the mainstream mislead you. And there's a reason why I call it the mainstream mislead you. I have, to this day, never found a posting of any kind from the mainstream media that has not in some way, shape, or form had falsified information. And that's saying something. Because I've looked at all sorts of different mainstream media. All right. It never in my life been so insulted in my life as to find out that one of the most important parts of our checks and balances is so imbalanced that it's likely to be the main reason why our country falls. Because people still believe, that the media tells the truth. I'll put it to you this way. They don't tell you truth. They tell you what sells. And the way as I look at it, if y'all want fiction, read my book. You'll get more truth out of my book than you will out of the freaking MSM. Honest to God truth. You'll get more truth out of my fiction novel than you will than the mainstream mislead you. Hey, Samoan, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. You leave those chickens alone, Houdini. What I tell you before, don't you get in them chickens.
Yeah, I know. Don't care. I told you no. It doesn't help. I told you you cannot get one over on me. I love you too much. Oh, dang it. As you can see, I've got an armful of doggo. His head's bigger than mine. Oh, yeah. So, my boy. Yeah. So on the subject of nuclear, I don't know if y'all know this, but there are several reactive elements that are also radioactive. Now, what is a reactive element, you might ask? It's pretty simple. Anything that will chemically dissolve into your body. Okay? That's iodine, that's potassium, that's chlorine, that's a lot of different elements. They're reactive. These elements also have radioactive isotopes. A lot of folks don't know this. Those radioactive isotopes can be way more toxic than any poison, any chemical poison made by man. And they do the same things to your body. Your symptoms are the same. Say you got poisoned by something like tetraiodide. A lot of folks don't know this, but tetraiodide is extremely toxic to the human body. There are 2 different isotopes of iodine, I believe, that are highly radioactive. One of them is more stable than the other, but they are both reactive, meaning they will react with your body. Let me see here. As a for instance, polonium. That's all good, Chad. I ain't mad at you, brother. You got to sleep sometime, right? Anyways, polonium mixes with your bloodstream and reacts with your bones. It mimics calcium in the human body. Folks don't know this, but promethium. This is something that I wrote into my book, funny enough. Promethium mimics selenium in your body. Now, selenium is something that is extremely important to the biological process. It is one of the elements that is necessary to the rehabilitation of telomerase, which is the chemical that makes up the telomeres on your DNA, on your chromosomes. It's the end points of your chromosomes, basically the caps that reproduce DNA. And if you don't have enough selenium in your diet, which, funny enough, you get selenium from things like yeast and mustard. But if you don't have enough selenium in your diet, you age quickly, very quickly. And it's not really that easily reversible. Well, if you get promethium in your diet by some random happenstance, you breathe it in, or you get it on your skin, or it's in your food or something, or you have one of those clocks from back in the day that they used to use promethium, just like they used radium in order to make the glowy hands on the clocks. Well,
if you get that toxin in your system, it can cause cancer. And that's on the low end of the spectrum. That's very low exposure limits. High-end exposure limits can cause radiation poisoning. And because it bonds with your DNA, it is that much more likely that you will be exposed to radiation poisoning than you will be to things like cancer. So it says a lot. I try my damnedest to be very careful about what I put in my body just because of that. I learned a lot while I was learning nuclear physics and cosmology about certain radioactive isotopes because of the fact that, you know, you've got to do nuclear physics in order to become a cosmologist. You have to understand how the smallest elements, the smallest particles of elements affect the greater cosmos. And so it was very important to me, at least, that I learned those things. Now I look back and I'm like, how are we such an idiotic species that we allow ourselves to be exposed to these things? I mean, we're exposed to it on a daily freaking basis, really. You walk outside and you're breathing in these particles, but you're normally breathing them in such a small, minute amount that it won't really affect your body. Not so much. I mean, that folks wonder where we get cancer from. Well, the mutation, because DNA gets disassembled and reassembled the wrong way because it doesn't reconfigure appropriately. Well, thermite, that's not my problem. That's not my fault neither. It's called education. Education. Get you some. I'm joking, I'm joking, brother. Not that big a deal. If you don't understand what I'm saying, that's fine. All I'm saying is that this is important information that I'm trying to bring to you. And that I use myself as a test subject. I want to point that out to y'all. Like, I test the waters myself, and then what, you know, so that I can relate what is going on to me to other people around me who may not be willing to test that. It's been a lifelong pursuit for me. I consider myself to be a scientifically minded man. I can't look at something or experience something and then say, oh, well, you know, statistics says this. No, it's my experience says this. I don't give a damn what your statistics say because my experience says the exact opposite. See sunspot run. Anyways, so just, you know, my point is that it's up to y'all to do what is necessary to protect yourselves, the ones you love, and, you know, affect your better future. If you are not willing to listen to what others tell you, and you're not willing to experiment yourself, then you will live in ignorance. So do one of two. Experiment yourself or listen to what other people have experienced. Stop going with all this bullshit of statistics, because I'll point it out to you this way. 100% of statistics are politically motivated. And 34% of all statistics ever created were made up on the spot. I don't trust statistics. I trust experience. And for those folks who are just going to say, yeah, well, that's just anecdote. You know what? anecdotes, experiences hold more weight in any theater, in any world, any real world situation than any statistics you will ever find. Why? Because they actually happened rather than were made up on the spot. That's a big deal to me. Any Hoosiers, I'm going inside. It's getting fucking cold out here. Oh, yeah. I gotta walk across that freaking ground again. Ow. It sucks. Through. Okay. Oh, I need to go and light a fire. Yeah, that's what I'm about to do is light a fire. Yeah, cat, that's what I'm doing. I'm lighting a fire. Oh. On my riffle. Walk back shoulder. Yeah. Ooch way. And yonder stove. Now, for those of you who don't know how to do this, here's a little education for you. Something that I use to light my stove that I have not seen a lot of people do is this right here. Okay, so beef fat, tallow, extremely flammable when you use it correctly. I'm going to take a scoop of this out of here. Greasy nastiness that it is. Ooh, it's stinky. All right, I'm going to stick it in there. Okay, and I am going to light her up. Come here. Now, hopefully, this works out because most of the time it takes a few tries to get her going, but I'm hoping it works out for me. Okay. And I want small Chet to help light that yarch up. Come on now. Ah, crap. Going out already. Damn it. Oh, that went out. As per usual. That happens. But I'm going to show you, you can see already that was flammable. Well, that's tallow on the end of there now. Way more flammable. There you go. As you can probably see, tallow. It burns. Chase down a T-Rex for supper. Now that tallow's gonna get going, and I'll have me a fire. All right.
All right. Laters, man. All right. Later, chat. So now, y'all, ouch. Y'all can kind of understand, a little bit of some survival, survival things that actually help you out. Okay, so any Hoosiers, ladies and gents, please log off of my stream. Go and check out Mad Shad. He's over there doing the Sunday reflections, and I'd like y'all to reflect, because, me personally, I keep on cracking my mirror. So I'll catch y'all on the flip side. This has been Ye Old Guardsman Nom's Freedom Forum. And motherfuckers, I am out.